So the way that I feel a lot of times when I'm addressing audiences, the example that I give is, imagine somebody who's never been to America, never stepped foot in America, never met an American, and their only source of information about America is years and years of watching the Jerry Springer show. Let that sink in.
Yeah.
Now, this person has never met or visited or seen, but they're consistently bombarded with a certain type of America. And the Jerry Springer show is American in the end of the day, if you understand what I'm saying. And that's the only image they have. Now, if they meet an actual American, this uneducated foreigner will think that he knows everything about America because he's seen over and over and over and over again, years and years of episodes, right, of a show that portrays things that are atypical in America. But they are a part of the land known as America. That's the way I feel when I approach congregations or audiences, or I lecture in college, I'm a professor, that we have to begin with this notion that obviously the primary source of information about a religion should be the broad mainstream people who follow that religion. So if you haven't visited a mosque, if you haven't socialized with a Muslim, then you really need to understand what you see on television is but the Jerry Springer equivalent. It is but one, minuscule strand. And I don't even know how else to say this other than the Islam of ISIS or the Islam of terrorism is not an Islam that any one of us in this audience has grown up with. Honestly, we are just as shocked as you. That's not the Islam of my parents. That's not the Islam of my mosque. This is as alien to us as it is to you. Unfortunately, the problem comes that the perception is that this is the normative or this is the mainstream. And we're going to come eventually in the questions, I guess, to some of the causes of why this is happening. But what exactly is Islam? Well, in a nutshell, very simply, Islam is the admittance and recognition that there is one supreme God and being who is almighty, all-powerful, all-loving, all-knowledgeable. There is only one God. That is the God of Abraham, of Moses, of Jesus, of Muhammad. That God is almighty, all-powerful, and worthy of being worshipped and venerated. No other being is worthy of being worshipped. Islam tells us that God continued to send prophets to mankind with the same message. So for the Muslim is one who is following the religion of Islam. For the Muslim, Islam is not new. It's not an Arabian religion. It didn't begin with the Prophet Muhammad. Moses, Abraham, Jesus, Adam, they're all teaching the same essential message with some fine-tunings, but the message is the same. There's one God, love Him with all your heart, worship Him to the best of your ability, and praise God and follow the law. And if you do so, you shall live peacefully. At least your heart will be at peace in this world, and you shall attain God's kingdom and God's grace in the next world. This, in a nutshell, is Islam. That there is but one God. This God is worthy of veneration and worship. And to be a good person, you have to believe in Him, worship Him, follow the law, obey the commandments. And if you do so, there will be a life after death, and there is heaven or hell where there is accountability. In a nutshell, Islam is the same religion that Abraham and Moses, and from our perspective, I guess we'll come to this as well, Jesus and the Prophet Muhammad taught. It's not something that began 1,500 years ago in Arabia.